Well, Sunnies. Welcome back to the Sunnyverse on this Thirsty Thursday, also known as Friday Junior around here. Friday Eve or Friday Junior, either currency
whichever you want to say
is accepted in the Sunnyverse. Oh my goodness, welcome back, guys. The tea is strong today. I have a hibiscus lychee from Spice and Tea Exchange I'm drinking today. The community is stronger, and the headlines occasionally arrive on this show wearing tap shoes and asking for a little bit of attention. Today, we've got a show full of heart, hope, history, humanity, and just enough chaos to make your group chat squirm. We're talking about what it means to build a community where people feel safe enough to speak, brave enough to listen, and connected enough to show up for one another. We're going to be driving local stories, asking the big questions, showing the incredible events, and music that makes your shoulder pads stand up a little straighter. Well, not mine. And of course, I've got a Sunshine Shenanigans story that I'll get into all that and unpack this with the TLDR, whatever the hell the kids say these days. Mel, what are we snacking on today?
Well, yesterday on the way to the gym, I got an order from Joint Bagel. They have a really good chicken salad.
A joint? I don't know this.
It's up by Palencia. It's called Joint Bagel.
Okay.
They have a really good chicken salad.
I am fussy about my bagels.
So no, theirs are really good.
Crunchy on the
water.
Outside, chewy on the yeah. You gotta get the good water.
I have them toasted. I put the chicken salad. I put a Swiss cheese and the lettuce and tomato and extra salt and pepper.
I think it's a perfectly fine question to ask a baker about water.
When it comes to,
do you remember we went to that one bagel shop and the owner got so angry because you asked about the water? I think it's a totally fine question.
The bagel was terrible.
Oh, it was the worst bagel I've ever had in my life. Absolutely, especially with her attitude. She can sit and spin.
Yeah, not nice. Mm-hmm. But today we're welcoming back my buddy Teresa Andrews from Epic Behavioral Healthcare, and we're talking about Talkable Communities.
Yep.
So this is one conversation, guys, that will generally help someone become the person to know the answers, to listen, how to ask the questions. You do not want to miss this.
Just when
interview.
You thought you couldn't love Teresa Andrews anymore,
oh, you're going to love her even more.
Takes it up a notch today with this incredible initiative. I'm really excited for us to learn from her today. Like I said earlier, I got a Sunshine Shenanigans story about a little league and a mom that just was trying to elevate her fun.
And we're talking about one of those stories that reminds us what happens when a community refuses to give up hope. And we're looking at the St. Augustine Beach teen takeover that may or may not have stopped.
So what she just said was the St. Augustine Beach teen takeover that Melanie basically put the stop in this entire community. She said, no ma'am, no ham. We'll get into that. She did. She put the kibosh on it, kids.
No.
Plus, we're going to head to Lincolnville. Guys, we found this incredible story about the Cameo Theater. Oh, my. We didn't even know this existed. No. You didn't know. I'm today years old.
I don't know nothing.
We're going to unpack this and get into it a little bit later. Yep. What else we got?
Nationally, we have a volunteer firefighter story that is unsettling, complicated, and definitely going to make you say,
you're not going to like him.
He did
Especially
what?
his mugshot's kind of creepy.
I'm going to be mad.
But we've got all this and more because this show is fresh.
It's fierce.
It's Sunny TV, baby. And we're so proud to be here with our title sponsors, the Bailey Group and Steve Chapman's All American Air. Be ready for anything with the Bailey Group, an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. Whether it's securing your family's future, protecting your business, or planning for individual wealth, the Bailey Group is here to guide you every single step of the way. Since 1954, the Bailey Group has been a trusted cornerstone of the St. Augustine community. Under the leadership of President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency into a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus on individual health and life insurance, Medicare solutions, group insurance, and property and casualty commercial coverage. The Bailey Group combines cutting-edge technology, strategic partnerships, and personalized service to deliver the peace of mind you deserve. Give them a call today, 904-461-1800.
Hi, I'm Steve Chapman, owner of All American Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 40 years, we've been serving St. Augustine and the surrounding areas. We're the largest HVAC dealer in St. Johns County, providing high-quality service and products. With courteous technicians responding to your HVAC needs, our expertise will give you confidence in your investment. Family-owned All American Air Conditioning, voted best of St. Augustine for more than 20 years running.
Let's get into this fabulous weather report.
All right, my friends, here we go. Well, yesterday was super nice. It was nice and breezy.
Your mouth to God's ears,
But
honey.
today,
That was lovely.
It's going to be a high of 83, but it's going to feel 85. But don't worry, my friends.
Okay.
Winds are coming in east-northeast at 16 miles per hour with wind gust of 30 miles per hour. So it's going to feel like yesterday, nice
Listen,
and breezy.
the wind was lovely yesterday. I thought it was a
Yeah,
beautiful
it was
dog
good.
walk. We had a lot of jolly ball activity.
Yes.
Yesterday was my perfect picture day.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. And tonight it's going to drop down to 71. It's going to be a great night.
Oh.
But let's get into some details by Dean, shall we?
Detailsbydean.com.
Here we go. First up, it's National Cheese Day.
Oh my gosh.
This is definitely a holiday and a sacred obligation.
Give me your favorite cheeses.
Manchego.
Oh, right away. You were like Manchego.
My favorite.
There is a Bella Vista over.
Oh,
They
the
sell it at
Merlot
Public.
cheese?
That is my second.
Yeah,
The
that's
first one is the espresso.
Oh, I like this.
Girl, that espresso Bella Vista. Oh my God! If you can find it, sometimes they have a BOGO. Call me.
Listen, it's always National Cheese Day in my
Yeah.
world, but it's also National Cognac Day.
Oh, perfect. We have Epic
Yeah.
Behavioral Healthcare. Nice.
And this one, shout out to Barbara Jean. It's National Hug Your Cat Day, so give Butters an extra hug for us.
Oh, Lady Butter. Yeah,
Yes.
it's National Hug Your Cat Day. Sylvia, you got to give a big hug for
Oh, yeah, she has
Gandalf.
56 cats.
I know, but Gandalf is my favorite. I want a big
He
hug to
is cute.
Gandalf. He's such a sweetie pie.
All right, so let's do some birthdays.
Yeah, all right.
So happy birthday to Angelina Jolie.
Oh, right. Boy, has she had a career, right?
Yeah,
Do you remember like the freaky deaky she was in the beginning of like her moments when she was with Billy
Listen,
Bob Thornton? They wore the blood on the
I
necklace.
love Billy Bob Thornton. I love Angelina Jolie.
Oh, that's perfect. All right.
She's
so
awesome.
There you go.
It's also Michelle Phillips' birthday. She's Michelle Phillips from the Mamas and the Papas, which means
Oh.
California Dreamin' just woke up wearing sunglasses.
Oh my gosh! So that means that she's China Phillips' mom from Wilson Phillips.
Yes.
Oh, using my context clues
And
there.
it's Noah Wiley's birthday. He will forever be Dr. Carter from ER.
That's right.
Yes.
And he's
I love
on
that show.
new show that people are watching.
Oh, yeah, it
The
has-
Pit.
Yeah, it also has the guy who played.
Have you watched The Pit yet? I haven't seen it.
No, I
Okay.
haven't. Yes. And the 19th Amendment passed in Congress today in 1919 and sent women's voting rights to states for ratification.
Right. Progress did not tap politely here. It kicked the door open in sensible shoes. There was so many decades of organizing and marching and petitions and arrests and hunger strikes and relentless pressure from women who refused to accept a democracy that excluded them. And so what did we do? We shattered that glass ceiling, honey, and made it our dance floor.
And today in 1896, Henry Ford took his first successful test drive with the quadricycle in Detroit.
The quadricycle was Ford's first experimental vehicle. It had a bicycle-like wheels and a simple frame and a gasoline engine. It was awkward, loud, and not exactly glamorous. Sounds like me when I go on my first date. And it helped start the thinking that eventually led to affordable mass-produced cars.
And today in 2010, SpaceX launched Falcon 9 successfully for the first time, and commercial spaceflight entered the group chat.
Yeah, Falcon 9 helped prove that private companies can build powerful orbital rockets. Later, its reusable booster technology changed the economics, and launches made space access feel a little less impossible.
Interesting.
I'm ready to move some people to the moon. I say
I
it before.
agree.
Yep.
I have a whole list of people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
on June 4th, today, in 1984, Bruce Springsteen released
Born in the USA.
Okay, we got our USA shirts on.
Yeah, we're
Red, white, and blue, baby.
We did not mean to match
We didn't
today.
meant to
This
do
was
this.
so funny. We walked in the studio. We're wearing the same shirt. That is so funny.
Great minds think alike.
Hey.
And that's all about I got for you.
Okay, well then how about, Boo? I'm going to step ball change into the local music report. Strum it, drum it, calm it down, sonnies. We're here to make you proud on this Thursday, June 4th. Maria, are you ready?
She's ready.
Okay, here
She's
we go.
about to hum and strum it down with
While
you.
her favorite Jim Lamb at the Milltop Tavern at noon. Hey, Words and Music series are happening tonight. Big shout out to Emma Concerts. Remember Renee was talking about this?
Yes.
This is that classical guitar ensemble happening at the Waterworks. This is a free 99 event.
Yes.
Over at the Waterworks at 1:15 to 2:15. I like that. Honey Knots at Marina Munch.
Oh, I like honey garlic knots.
Well, me too. So maybe they have them as a side dish there at 2 o'clock at Marina Munch. Caleb Joy is going to be playing over at Marsh Creek Country Club. I don't know if you can get in, but if you enter through the golf side, maybe you can sneak a little peek at Caleb
Hold,
playing.
please. Misty Dickinson got one of her sunny tank tops in the mail yesterday.
Hey!
Go, Misty.
I think Erin Bracero got her Sunny Pride shirt in the mail yesterday, too.
Hey! Okay, back to music.
All right, John Q at the Milltrap Tavern at 4:30. Vinny Jacobs at Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5. Trevor Compton's spinning the tunes over at the Shores Golf Club at 5. Shayla Nelson.
I love her.
Love her. Trade Winds Lounge. If you know, you know. Then get to know at 5 o'clock tonight at Trade Winds Lounge. Shayla Nelson. SMG is playing at the Conch House Marina Resort at 5 o'clock p.m. That sounds like the food, the additive they put in Chinese food that nobody likes anymore.
That's MSG.
Very close to SMG. Concerts on the Plaza is tonight at 6 o'clock. Hey, weather girl, are we looking dry today? Right?
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful because usually concerts on the Plaza, it's no secret. Sometimes it rains out.
It's going to look a nicey out there.
Well, tonight, Mel, is the U.S. Navy Band is going to be playing.
Awesome. They're so good.
Southeast Brass Quintet is going to be performing.
That's 5 people.
At 6 o'clock tonight. If you love that, if you want to go support the U.S. Navy Band, go check that out. What an amazing thing happening in our at the Plaza de la Constitución. Jolie is going to be at Michael's at 6 o'clock. Ooh, that's a special one. I know Barbara Jean loves Jolie. Colin Costco, Pesca at Volano. He'll be playing upstairs with Michael Lugo at 6 o'clock. Hey, Space Heaters, Prohibition Kitchen at 6 o'clock. That'll be fun. Sam Passetti, he'll be at Harry's at 6. Buddy Crump at Pierre's Pub at 6. Christian Powers.
Aw, nice kid.
At Pierre's Pub at 6 o'clock p.m. Joshua Tennessee Worthy at Salt Life Food Shack at 6 o'clock. Mahuli.
Ew.
Again, playing at Colonial Oak Music Park at 7 o'clock. That's Muhly. How else would you say it but Mahuli?
Hot mess.
Matt Wilson at Cortez's Bistro at 7 o'clock. Ooh, Black on Honru at Cafe 11 playing at 8 o'clock tonight. A mystery guest is going to be performing at Trade Winds Lounge. No idea how to spell that name at 9 o'clock. Dharma is going to be at the Bar with No Name at 10. Guys, we have some great expectations for that local music report.
People are looking for a company. I want people to have great expectations. We are a small family-owned brokerage. What that means is you get really personalized service and everything is very hands-on. You're not just getting tossed onto the MLS and crossing our fingers. We're very aggressive with our marketing. We're excellent with communication. We have a lot of amazing relationships in the community, so you're getting the advantages of all of those things.
All right, Sonnies, today we're happy to welcome back Teresa Andrews from Epic Behavioral Healthcare to talk about a really cool initiative called Talkable Communities. This initiative is about helping everyday people feel more confident, prepared, and compassionate when someone around them may be struggling. Because mental health awareness starts with conversation, connection, and knowing how to show up for one another. We learn from her every single time she enters the Sunny TV land. We love her so much. Teresa, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So let's dive right in. This Talkable Communities. I'm today years old about this. I'm so proud of you with this journey with Talkable Communities. Talk about this.
Talkable Communities is so cool. So back in 2021, 5 Northeast Florida agencies came together and said, okay, we have to do something about the mental health crisis that's going on. This was right after COVID. Things were really being looked at in terms of mental health. And so Epic and Starting Point, which is up in Nassau County, and Gateway and Child Guidance Center, which are in Duval County, and Clay Behavioral Health, those CEOs got together and said, we have to work together and make a difference.
That's amazing.
And so they came up with this idea of Talkable Communities, which was based on like walkable communities. And so we wrote a grant all together. We wrote a grant. We were funded by the Florida Blue Foundation.
Yay.
And it's to go out and do training and talk to everyday people. I love that you said that. Everyday people about how do we talk to someone that we're concerned about?
Right.
How do we talk to someone that we're worried might be experiencing a mental health challenge? How do we talk to someone who might be considering taking their own life? And how do we give people the tools and the confidence to go out and do that? Because that is what's going to make a difference.
Right, because I come from a family of abrasive language. I mean, it's the truth. And we think that force is going to fix everything. That is not always the case, which is a beautiful thing to be able to teach people how to come correct with your questions
Right.
and how to make this beneficial to all concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had any real life experience with some of these techniques?
Oh, yes, I have. So my background includes working on a suicide hotline.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day, I worked almost 10 years on a suicide hotline, and that's where my passion for suicide prevention started. And so what I really like about Talkable Communities is the trainings that we use, because they really mirror a lot of what the techniques were that we used on the hotline. And when I started working on the hotline, I was a sophomore in college. I knew this much
Wow, you had the mental capacity to be able to do this back then? This is amazing.
because I had the training.
Wow.
And so that's what this does. The training provides, you don't have to have all this string of letters behind your name to talk to someone who's in trouble.
I just have so much empathy. I would start, crying with them. Is that something that you had to avoid?
And so what?
Okay, that's okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So we use 3 different trainings. One of them is youth mental health first aid, which is kind of a longer training, and it's kind of more broad, talks about challenges. We also do adult mental health first aid, talk mental health challenges that people might, and how you kind of start to recognize that someone might be starting into a mental health challenge. And then it's called ALGE. It's a 5-step technique that you use to approach people. It's so doable. It's just really what we do. It's just giving it a name, really. And then we do QPR, which I have to admit is my
That's
favorite.
your,
That's
yeah.
Teresa's.
You
That's-
say this word all the time.
Let me tell you something.
Did you do this?
Yes, when I worked at Epic, we all have to go through this training, and I'll tell you, Teresa does an amazing job. And sitting there, it was like, whoa, what are we talking about? And one of the things I can remember is that, like, she had us say out loud until we got to the point where we could say it loud enough. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
Okay.
And at first we're like sitting there and looking around, and then she makes you say it again, and she makes you say it
Yeah.
again until you can say it loud enough, and you become like, okay, but just outright asking.
Yeah, because that's a scary thing to say. It truly
It's a
is.
scary thing to say. All the research shows, all the suicide prevention training you ever go to are all going to say the same
The
thing.
neon sign, talk about that.
So my opinion is people who are thinking about suicide have a neon sign
Mm-hmm.
on top of their head that's going, help, help me, I need help.
Yeah.
And if no one asks,
Right. Then the sign's going to burn
well,
out.
why not? No one's going to care. You think about when you've had a bad day at wherever,
Yeah.
and you go wherever you go afterwards, work, home, family, and no one's like, what's up with you?
Right.
So we asked the question. And so that's one of the biggest myths around suicide prevention is that you shouldn't mention it. You shouldn't ask the question because it's going to give them the idea. And that's totally 100% false. So we want to ask the question. And so QPR really spends a lot of time how you ask the question and then what you do if they say yes, because then you have to have that next step, right? Okay, good conversation. You run. You don't do that. We have way of doing that. And then we also teach it's time to talk about it, which is suicide prevention for families. Like if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you're an aunt, if you're an uncle, how do you have this conversation with this beloved niece, nephew, child, grandchild
True.
in your living room?
Right.
This is so important. And what I love about these trainings, again, they're kind of modeled after the skills that we learned on the suicide hotline, so I know they're effective. Plus, I personally have applied QPR in my personal life to people that I know and love. And they work. And so the way that they're presented in the training, it's doable, right,
Yeah.
Melanie? You learn it, and it's like, well, I can do that. That's not like hard, complicated. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
But it's doable, and it makes sense, and it's almost practical.
Yeah.
And so the whole Talkable Communities project is to get out into communities and everyday people. Let's talk about how you talk about this, and let's keep people from dying by suicide. Let's keep people from attempting suicide. Let's keep people alive by acknowledging that they're going through something. And since Talkable Communities started between the 5 agencies, over 12,000 people have been trained.
That's amazing.
And there were a couple times working directly under Teresa at Epic where I would be out or I'd have a friend call me and I would have to do QPR. Like I would ask the
Wow.
questions and I would
Jeez.
run back into Teresa's office. I'm like, I just did QPR, Teresa. What do I do now? She's like, you don't do anything now. You just give them the resources. And the biggest thing she taught me was you don't have to fix it. You just listen.
Okay, and is that a big
Yes,
big part?
it is. Yeah.
Because people communicate all different ways, shapes, and forms. Like I grew up watching that show. What is it, Intervention? And
Yeah,
people, and
A&E.
for me, when I saw that, that was like, oh, that's a lot. Because then I have all the people in the room that love me.
It's
apparently,
not like that when you do QPR.
That's exactly what my
Well,
my
sometimes
question
I
that I'm getting to with Teresa is. It's just for me, it felt like I am under a spotlight, and I also have the shame for all the people that are in the room now that know my dirty laundry.
Yeah.
And that for me would have been hard. But can you talk about why different forms, different communication is really the key to success here?
Well, what it is the key, and what's really helpful about the training that we offer is because you're doing it with someone you have a personal connection with.
Okay.
It's not like you are being called in as a professional to the HR office because HR knows you had this QPR training and wants you to talk to the staff person you never met. It would never
Okay.
work that way. So what we train is you apply QPR, you apply youth mental health first aid, you apply it's time to talk about it to someone that you already know. And so you have that same conversation. You don't have to talk in clinical ease. You talk the way you talk, but we help you refine it and give it a direction
Okay.
so that you get to what you need.
Like an end goal,
yeah.
kind of, sort of.
Yeah, and so when you ask the question, and if the answer is yes, then you know exactly what to do next. So it doesn't have to be freaky.
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, because sometimes people are like, well, what if the answer is no? Well,
It's no.
yay.
Yeah.
But
you
it
got an
doesn't
answer.
have to be embarrassing. You can point out, well, I'm just concerned because my training has shown me that sometimes when people are experiencing what you're experiencing, that sometimes they are thinking about killing themselves, and I care about you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask and find out. That's all you have to do. So I think the trainings that Talkable Communities offer and Epic as a partner and Talkable Communities offer demystifies it, makes it just like having
Less
a conversation
scary.
about your physical health. I mean, if you knew someone had broke their arm, wouldn't you say, hey, how's your broken arm going? Did you go to the doctor? What'd they say? What's going on? How's it feeling? Why can't we have the same kind of conversation about our mental health? It's equally as important.
Like, for instance, one of my girlfriends, she had an athlete, and she calls me, and she's like, Mel, what do I do? I said, okay, well, first you need to say, are you thinking about killing yourself? Then you say, do you have a plan?
Okay.
Then you say, do you have the means to do this? And you have to just ask it. And she's like, will you stay on the phone with me? I said, yes. So she had me on the phone with her while she did it. And she did phenomenal. I
Well, she
ran back
did-
into Teresa's office.
What she did what?
She had the conversation with this 14-year-old girl.
Okay.
And she was able to determine, the girl said yes, she had a plan and everything, and she was able to contact who she needed to contact
Right.
to get this child help.
And that sounds like the beautiful part about Talkable Communities, because here we are. I look at communication as like a spider web. That's how I'm social media. That's exactly.
Right.
So here it is. There's another piece to the web here that your training has now affected Mel, who's now
Right.
affected somebody else. And
Exactly.
is that the goal of Talkable Communities?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The more people are comfortable talking about it, the more they'll go talk about it. And then the more they'll talk to other people. So even if they're not having that suicide-related conversation, they're talking about or noticing things. Or, something's up with that person. And it really does ripple out. And it's so amazing. I had someone who I had trained came back to me or sent me an email and said, my niece called me and she was concerned about someone else. And this is a niece in another state. And I was able to talk her through. And she
Teresa's
was
a great
able to help.
coach.
I'm going to ask a really general question here. And it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but I feel like there's some really good value to your answer, Teresa. Why do people consider suicide?
They're in pain. Any person I have ever talked to who is thinking about suicide talks about the pain, and I mean physical pain. And then other factors tie in. I mean, sometimes it's not even that they're thinking about suicide, it's that they want this pain to go away.
Yeah.
And that's the only way they can figure it out to
Wow.
make it go away. And then you figure in some people are worried about being a burden on their family. People have completely lost hope. Like things are not ever going to get better. I don't see a way of them getting better. And it's kind of like everything is right here, and they can't see that tomorrow something might change, or next week something might change, or next month something might change. And if we can help them gain that hope that something might change and then support them until that time that it does. And it might be hard. I mean, like Mel said, we can't fix it. We can't solve it. Sometimes we can't make them feel better, but we for sure can make them feel not alone, and we can for sure provide hope.
Yeah.
And that's really what all the trainings are about.
Yeah.
And that alone can make such a difference. If someone feels like, okay, I've got Mel standing with me, I can make it one more day. Okay, I can make it one more day. Sometimes it's like, what's it going to take to get you through the next 10 minutes? What's it going to take to get you through the next hour? What about, and it's just that support. And you don't have to do it by yourself either, because one of the things all the trainings teach is building kind of like this safety net
Okay.
around someone. So you're not responsible. Don't, that's, whew,
Right.
that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
way too much. No, we build a team.
Awesome.
And one of the things we talk about in the training too is how you know what to do next. Like where you are, what are the resources in your community? And what I always advise people is look it up now when you're not dealing with a crisis.
Yep.
And you
988,
put it in your phone.
Right.
Because if you're like talking to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, what was that place that had the walk-in clinic? I don't remember. Oh, wait a minute. It's in my phone. I even have like 988. That's super important, the suicide prevention hotline. Those are pretty easy numbers to remember, but I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
So I pull it in my phone.
Awesome.
All that stuff. And so
Because you might be under the cloud of fear too at that time. Yeah.
yeah.
Panic.
But
Panic,
you
exactly.
drove home a word called hope. And Talkable Communities gives resources, gives communication skills, but it also gives hope. And hope needs help right now.
Hope needs help. So, as mentioned, it's kind of a collaboration of 5 organizations. It's kind of led by Starting Point. They provide the staff to coordinate it and do all the things. And we do provide all the training for free, which normally the trainings do have a cost, but we want to make this so accessible. So we have trained over 12,000 people for free. And we being Talkable Communities, has lost some major funding. So as Talkable Communities, the 5 organizations are on this campaign called Hope Needs Help to try and raise money.
Awesome.
And we are encouraging anyone who's like, yeah, suicide prevention needs to happen. People need to be able to go get training. And we try to make the training so easy to get to. It's virtual,
Okay.
or we'll do it in person.
Nice.
We'll do private groups if someone has a group that they want to have someone come out and do that group's training. And then we also have community offerings. So anybody can sign up for the training. Anybody. And so we do a lot of virtual and in person, but that's all in danger of going away if we can't raise the money. So we do have this campaign called Hope Needs Help, and we're going out talking about it, hoping to inspire people that, yes, suicide prevention is important. We need to make sure that everyday people can talk about it. Hey, maybe I should learn how to talk about it. So the goal is kind of twofold, is to, one, encourage people to get trained. And if people are here in St. Johns County and they want training, they can reach out to Talkable Communities, or they can reach out to me, and we will make it happen. If they're outside of St. Johns County, outside of the state, wherever, we can still arrange a training for you. I've done training for people in other states. I've done training for people outside the country too,
That's
which is really
amazing.
cool, who have found it. So we want to encourage people to get trained. But then if someone is like, yes, this needs to continue, this needs to be an available resource for people. I personally, maybe someone might be thinking, I've been touched by suicide and I don't want someone else to go through that, or I want to learn how, and I want to make sure other people can learn how, then maybe people might consider making a donation to the campaign that we have going on, Hope Needs Help.
That's amazing. Now, what kind of time commitment does it take for this training?
So youth mental health first aid and adult mental health first aid are the longer ones. And so if you do those virtually, you're going to do 2 hours of pre-work on your own, and then you're going to do about 6 hours on a virtual training. But it's very interactive. We have breaks. At the end of the day,
fast.
people are like, wow, that was pretty fast.
Yeah, but so
And
beneficial.
And it's really, again, it's more broad. It talks about a lot of different, it talks about suicide, but it also talks about a lot of other things. QPR is 2 hours, and it is suicide only. We talk about myths about suicide. We talk about the warning signs. What are people saying? What are they doing? What are the situations that might send someone down
Right.
this path? We talk about how you ask the question. We talk about how you persuade them that there is hope. And then we talk about making that referral and how you do that and kind of walk them to help. And then It's Time to Talk About It is also 2 hours. That's also focused solely on suicide, again, from a kind of family perspective, like a parent learning how or a grandparent learning how.
That's amazing. I think this is really cool. And especially you talked about these agencies coming together. Do the agencies bring different elements? Like I know Epic Behavioral Healthcare is Stentorian with mental health and resources. Do they all have different like superpowers that they come together, or is pretty much everybody talking about the same thing?
Well, with the trainings, it's all the same because we have to do that standard. We've trained to fidelity. In each agency, I think, has its own, like probably Epic and Starting Point and Clay Behavioral, probably more broad.
Okay.
I think Gateway is really, and I could be wrong, so don't hold me to this, but I think Gateway is a lot more substance use
Okay.
focused, and then Child Guidance Center is really focused, and that's the one that's in Clay County. No, it's not. It's in Duval. Is more focused on children and family services.
But that's cool because everybody comes together.
Right.
And so whenever you guys need specific resources like
Right.
that, you can pull from these different agencies.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things about nonprofits is when they come together for the
Absolutely.
greater good. And they're not duplicating resources, they're just expanding
Right.
resources, which is so
Right.
cool. So Talkable Communities, have you seen it change over the years? Have you seen, because obviously technology has been a new stimulant
Right.
and a new mental health crisis that we're all dealing with, not just children, but I've seen
Right.
it in adults as well. But how has Talkable Communities evolved over the years?
So part of the way we've evolved is that the trainings have evolved. So the trainings are evidence-based. They stay on top of the research. So we've gotten new reiterations of the training over the years, updates and things like that. So they are, my words again, they are up to date with the newest research
Awesome.
and things like
Okay.
that. So, and then as those come out, then we get new trainings. And so we have like a trainers meeting once a month, and we talk about what are some issues that have come up in training, what are some difficult things that have come up, and we share together ways to handle those situations so that training is always being strengthened and we're all learning from each other. And so there is that. And then with the technology, what I have found is like when we first started off, there really was more of a focus on maybe doing face-to-face trainings,
Okay.
but everyone's so used to Zoom now and everyone's so used to Teams
True.
and everyone's so busy that the thought that in my mind, the virtual trainings have really grown.
Okay.
And at first I was like, I just don't know about this virtual training, but I have to tell you, I'm a big fan now because we limit the number of people in the training, and with the way that the training is presented, you really have a good experience, and you really are able to, as a trainee, ask questions. It's comfortable. We make sure the setting is comfortable for you. And so I think that's probably the biggest thing, and that has allowed us to reach out to more. Like a company might be like, well, I can't send all my people to a training. And then we're like, well, we don't really have a place big enough anyway, but you know what? Zoom can handle a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true story.
So like you were talking about, the agencies and having different focuses. So if someone approaches Talkable Communities and they're looking for a specific focus for the training, like we had a construction company reach out. And
That's
so
awesome.
actually,
Awesome.
interestingly enough, when you look at suicide rates, construction companies have a high rate.
Yeah.
Maybe not in
Yes.
actual numbers, but when you look at rates, their number is high. And so they really wanted their HR people to know more about it. It's a really big company. And so
Awesome.
knowing that, or know if it's focused on kids or whatever, so then the coordinators of Talkable Community might reach out to me, hey, will you do this training because this is what they're looking for, and Epic does this. Or they might reach out to Child Guidance Center, hey, this is a focus of theirs, so can you, because all of the agencies have trainers of all three trainings. So we have probably a cadre of about 20 trainers.
That's amazing. And all of your years of service, Teresa, this is an incredible project that I'm just so happy and so proud of this moment here talking to you about this. What about you, though? How has this made you proud to be a part of this Talkable Communities?
Out of everything that I do at Epic, this is what really, I love Epic. You guys know that.
Absolutely.
I love Big Brothers Big Sisters, but suicide prevention, from the time I was working on the suicide hotline, that is my heart. And so to be able to share with people, with everyday people, and help them build the confidence that yes, you can go out and save your friend's life. You can
Yeah.
go out and save
Yeah.
your daughter's life. You can do it. I have no doubt you can do it. To share that confidence, it's just very, very meaningful.
I love that.
I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
Teresa is on a one-woman mission to end suicide. And
That's
there is,
Amazing.
we come across all different kinds of people in our life. Think about everybody you've encountered. And I will tell you, Teresa and I still have a special friendship. We've been trying to do once a month lunches, which we got to get it scheduled again. But I will tell you, there's no one else that is perfect for suicide prevention and getting people to feel comfortable talking about it than Teresa Andrews.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for her and having her in my life, situations that I've encountered, I don't know that I'd be able to have the confidence to speak about it. Like I was at a grocery store and this girl, the cashier, saw my Epic badge and showed me her arm and like started talking to me, and I was like, what do I do? And I just heard Teresa in my head. She is one of the most calmest,
Yeah.
women you'll ever meet. And if you have an opportunity, I think everybody needs to do QPR training.
I
Reach out
agree.
to her and get it. Like, I'm still working on getting with Jess to have her come into the gym and train our coaching staff.
We should get that going.
But
Yeah.
everybody needs to do it. And if you have the chance to do in person with her, the minute you get in her aura, like, you can feel her vibe.
You
She's
feel it,
amazing.
and
She's amazing.
it's uncanny. But how can people contact you if they want this service or have some questions?
So they are free to give me a call at 904. Let me think about the
You're
phone
like,
number.
which department?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
which
have
line?
several different numbers.
She's the director of development for 4 different things at Epic, guys. She's got a lot of more numbers.
829-2273, but my extension is 4002. So
Okay.
if you have that, you don't have to go through the system that we have. And then for Talkable Communities, if you go to www.talkablecommunities.org, you can learn a lot more about that. You can see the training calendar because we all give them our availability.
Great,
And then
okay.
they put training on there. And then if you go to www.talkablecommunities.org/hope, that talks about the fundraising campaign that we're doing and why it's really important to raise money so that we can continue to offer training. And then that allows you to do that. And, you know, any kind of donation is helpful. If a bunch of people even give a little, we're going to reach our goal.
Right.
And then we can keep doing training. And we're also applying for grants. I mean, this is the only thing that we're doing, but right now we have the shortfall.
Sure.
And so we want to keep going. And so we're just so grateful that, like, you guys let me come on and talk about Talkable Communities.
Anytime.
And share.
This is an incredible initiative. I'm just so honored and so proud of this moment. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. Teresa, thank you so much for your time. That was amazing. We're going to take a quick break with Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliant. Maritime Vibe Check!
Fresh version.
When the lights come on and the magic begins,
There's a crew behind the scenes that always wins.
Maritime Creative. They set the stage.
From sound to lights to video waves.
Big show, small space, doesn't matter a bit.
They show up, they glow up, they make it all lit.
No panic, no chaos, just smooth, clean flow.
They take a wild idea and make it glow.
Need a vibe, they build it.
Have a dream, they get it.
From spark to spotlight, they never forget it.
I trust them, I love them, they come on through.
Maritime Creative, that's the real stuff, boo.
So if you want your moment to rise and shine,
Call the crew that always gets it right every time. It's Maritime. Got gold? Got silver? Got a drawer full of what even is this? Then it's time to cash in with Flashes and Brilliance, Northeast Florida's most trusted gold buyers. They're not just buying gold, they're buying silver, rare coins, fine watches, estate jewelry, and all the sparkle you forgot you had. Don't just sit on your treasure. Turn it into cash today. Call John and Steph, the pros who make it easy. 904-540-7617. It's fast, it's friendly, it's Flashes and Brilliance, because your buried treasure belongs in your bank account. Such a great, important conversation. Thanks, guys, for tuning in today.
Absolutely.
And I want to mirror exactly what Tim Gauze said in comments. It's amazing what happens when nonprofits partner together for the greater good. That's what we're all about. Ugh, it's such a good conversation. We got to support that. Yes, reach out to Teresa. She's amazing if you need any resources out there. Oh, so good.
absolutely.
All right.
Wait,
No.
I put a question to Tim Gauze in the comments and he did not respond.
Ah, well, he was too busy listening to Teresa because it was an important conversation.
I know, but
with your tomfoolery and comments.
I asked him if you and I are going to be manning a grill this year at the Jimmy Jam.
I don't want to man no grill. Don't be volunteering me to do something.
Oh, well, I don't know how to use
I'm
a
there
grill.
to take content, and I'm there to smile and
We're
kiss
gonna
babies.
just pretend and then we're going to eat the food.
I don't want to do that either.
You don't want to eat?
No.
Well, I'll eat. You can take a video of me
Perfect.
eating.
I will video you eating. That's the only thing I can do. It's my new weight loss program. All right. Speaking of weight loss, let's get over to Georgia because I got to fit into some of these clothes over there.
What?
Strawberry Moon Social brings women empowerment, music, flash tats, and fundraising to West King. Listen to this. The Strawberry Social is back for its second installment, and this one is glowing under the Strawberry Moon. How perfect, right? Join Great Goods for Strawberry Moon Social on Saturday, June 27th from 6:30 to 9. Of course, that's 225 West King Street in St. Augustine. The beautiful evening benefits our loves over at Girl Gang. Yes. I mean, you have used our Girl Gang locker for emergencies.
I've used
Talk
the
about
locker for
this.
the emergencies.
What
So
do they do?
We have a locker here.
Okay.
And they put them all over town and they stock it full of feminine hygiene products because some people can't afford them because Everything is expensive
Or
right now.
there's emergencies, like we
I
interview.
had an emergency. I'm just going to call it. Every woman that's watching this
True.
show has had a
We
feminine
do
emergency.
500 plus interviews a year, and I'll tell you, having this locker
Saved
here
our
has
booty,
been
Judy.
beneficial to all concerned. That's why we have to support this social.
Yes.
So, the Beautiful Evening benefits Girl Gang, which supports the creation of these period lockers throughout St. Johns County. They help provide free menstrual products to those who need them. The entry to this social is $10, or guests can bring a period product donation.
Do it.
The night will be full of community, creativity, and girl power energy, with live music from Erica Reese bringing her dreamy, girly core pop sound. Brooke Dean doing flash tattoos. That's fun.
What does that mean?
Like a temporary tattoos, like a super quick flash.
Oh,
yeah.
like the kids at the gym like to have
Yeah,
on.
it's super fun. And bring a book, blinging stand. Oh, you can bring a fun book, and they'll have a blinging station.
Oh, that's cute.
I love a bling moment where guests can be crafty with the gang. Guests can also bring their own book, or a book. Blinging is an additional $5. No big deal. Sonny's, this is one of those events that feels fun and meaningful. Just a little bit of magic. Mel, give us the time and date one more time.
So time and date is Saturday, June 27th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at 225 West King Street in St. Augustine.
Very, very good. All right, let's get over to local story one.
Oh man, I'm
Mel
mad.
pulled the plug on this event, guys. This is big news.
We have the picture, right?
We all know about this. What is it called? The Teen Takeovers,
Oh my God.
right? Well, okay. So this week, a flyer showed up in St. Augustine Beach. It promised a peer party. It said, "Let's take it over," and Mel said, "Not on my watch. Be there or be square." The St. Augustine Beach Police Department saw that movie and said they already know how it ends on these teen takeovers. From Jacksonville Beach to Blue Cypress Park to Friendship Fountain, Northeast Florida has watched teen takeover events spiral into shootings, brawls, and police dispersals of hundreds. This time, the St. Augustine Beach Police Department moved before the first kid even hit the sand, canceling the June 4th event, announcing it publicly, and promising a substantial law enforcement presence at the pier. That's the story, not the chaos that that they avoided, but the moment a community had to choose between trust and force, between welcoming young people and bracing for the worst. The question St. Augustine Beach is sitting on with right now is whether shutting it down was the end of the story or just the beginning of a bigger conversation.
No, because here's what will happen. These kids will come up with more things, and they put it on social media. They use fake accounts.
They're called
put it out there.
burner accounts.
Well, on Instagram, it's called a Finsta, fake Instagram
Okay.
account. Okay, but
Teach the
in
people.
Jacksonville, in Jacksonville and Nassau County, I believe Nassau County, they've had these teen takeovers where people have actually gotten shot. These
Yes.
kids have access to guns and things like this,
Right.
or these major brawls break out. And
Not
then
on
the
our
police-
watch.
Yeah, because I saw something and I said something.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't know what these parents do these days, but my mom and dad were like the Gestapo.
They're working.
My mom and dad, no matter if they were working, my mother would follow us.
Yeah.
And if we were doing things we shouldn't, the other thing is,
I was
people
a good
put
kid.
your
I
kid.
was a good kid.
Well, a lot of kids are not, especially this day and age.
I just
and
liked being good.
the other thing is, like parents
I was
with the
bad in my
phones,
20s.
they need to like get more savvy with the
I think
technologies.
you're changing the world with whatever you're saying over there. Thank
You're
you
not even
very
listening.
much.
Goodbye.
This is an interesting thing, though. Do you think, I need to ask you this, Miss, what are you, an expert on these teen
Yes, I'm an
takeovers?
expert.
Do you think that these are going to be popping up more and more
Yes.
frequently?
Because they're going to move fast. They think
What do
they're
they do with this? Is it like a dance party?
No, it's stupid.
Okay.
They just get there and then they fight and they do the things.
Oh, they fight.
And they take over
Is it
properties.
like Fight Club?
I don't know. They fight. They physically fight each other. Then they take over properties. They leave garbage. They cause destruction. They break things. They vandalize. Like,
So it's not
seriously,
good. So it's-
just do what we used to do. Sneak out of the house and go in a field somewhere and drink Everclear and pass out in your own throw
No,
up.
please don't do that. That is not a good idea to do whatsoever.
We didn't vandalize
That was,
things.
Oh, you had like the best story, and then you just ruined it with your Everclear. God.
Hey.
All right, don't do teen takeovers. Hey, listen to this. It's a very, very cool story about the Cameo Theater. They're buildings that hold memories, and the rest of the city forgot forgot that we had on Washington Street in Lincolnville. Look at this, guys. You see that?
That's cool.
This is really cool. This is one of those buildings that's been just sitting there quietly being overlooked, a shell of something for decades. But if you know where to look, if you knew what it once was, you'd feel the weight of it differently. This is in 1947. The Barrett family built a movie theater on this block. Not just any theater, a theater specifically built so that black residents of St. Augustine could go to the movies. In the Jim Crow South, when the main theaters weren't for them, the Cameo Theater was. That projector in the basement that we just saw isn't it just sitting there, a ghost of every film it ever threw onto the screen. Now, nearly 80 years later, a Lincolnville family, Paul and Rebecca Morris, who lived in this neighborhood for over 25 years, are asking the city permission to bring the Cameo back. Not as a museum, not as a monument, but as a living, breathing 60-seat theater and an event space for drama, music, and community. They're asking some variances, fewer parking spaces, a 0-foot front setback, and yes, they want to serve drinks, but at the heart of this application is something much older and much more important than a zoning code. The question before St. Augustine right now isn't really about parking. It's about what the city decides to do with these pieces of history it almost let disappear.
Aw, that's
kind of
so
cool.
fun. Yeah, that's really cool.
I think it's a really, really fun thing. I mean, it's just something that's just so unique about our community. What is this? The proposal covers what?
Proposal covers 3 adjacent parcels, 82, 84, and 86 Washington Street, totaling about a third of an acre.
Over by St. Francis House.
Yes, the application went before a planning and zoning board this week, so we should find out soon what is happening.
Yeah, I wonder what Jenna has to think about this. It's pretty...
Oh, Jenna.
It's a
Get
very,
Jenna.
very cool thing, guys. An abandoned movie theater that we had no idea that existed 80 years ago, and here we are. We have an opportunity to bring it back. I say yes, ma'am. That's awesome.
Bring it back. You know where we need to go?
Speaking about history and bringing it back, let's get over to Old Town Trolley and St. Augustine Attractions Association. Sit back and relax and take it easy, baby, and let it go as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine history. Guests will enjoy the city's European flavor, brick-lined streets, and sites such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. This 90-minute tour features 22 stops and covers more than 100 points of interest. Guests can use their ticket all day for on and off reboarding. You got to check out hometownpass.com. St. Augustine isn't just a destination, it's an experience. From historic streets to the unforgettable adventures, the city is full of moments waiting to happen. But here's the move. Don't just guess your way through it. Go where the Sunnies find the most trusted attractions. The St. Augustine Attractions Association. Dozens of the best experiences all in one place. From history to hidden gems and everything in between. Plan smarter, explore deeper, experience more. Go to StAugustineflattractions.com because here you don't just visit St. Augustine, you live it. Oh my gosh, do I have an idiot to talk about today?
Yeah.
We love idiots. All right. Imagine you're a volunteer firefighter.
I'm not doing that.
You get the call, you suit up, you rush to the scene, you fight the fire. Now imagine you're the one who lit it. This story comes out of Montgomery County, my old stomping grounds in Pennsylvania.
So it's Amish. This is an Amish firefighter?
Possibly. It's one of those unsettling betrayals of public trust you've heard in a long time. Justin Shawley, 29 years old, ruined his life here, was a member of the Perseverance Fire Company in Souderton. He showed up, he trained, he wore the gear alongside neighbors who trusted him, and then over the course of about 30 hours, he allegedly set not one, not two, but 3 fires, 2 barns, and a detached garage across Fanosia Township and Souderton. After at least 2 of them, he responded to the scene with his fire company to put the fire out he started.
But guess what?
Listen to this. Investigators say one of those fires was personal. The garbage belonged to the property tied to a former boss who let him go in 2025. The others are still being sorted out, but when the police caught up with him, they had him on surveillance footage, license plate readers, and eventually an admission. They found fire starter logs logs, lighter fluid, and a fire radio in
Oh my
his
God, let's see
car.
this beauty.
The tools of the trade repurposed for destruction. The men and women of the Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company showed up for those fires in good faith. They fought the hard alongside someone who they knew exactly what was burning and
Look at
why.
this beauty.
That is the part of the story that stings, and not just a crime, but the colleagues left behind to make sense of it all. Mel, give me a little bit of
Oh my God, you
details here.
guys, I can't. 3 fires set across the township.
How
2 barns and a detached garage. Damage.
Sick of it!
And you get caught.
I mean, what a dope.
I can't. So he used starter logs, lighter fluid, and a fire radio, and additional materials from his vehicle and his garage.
Why you gotta bring starter logs into it? I enjoy
I
a nice
mean,
starter log. They're
You
nice
guys,
logs.
he's now going to face several felony arson charges,
You better believe it.
and he's now going down as one of the dumbest criminals in all the land.
Yeah, you think he's no longer going to be a volunteer at the fire
I'm
company?
going to probably
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
going to get fired from his volunteer job.
Definitely. One person's betrayal does not define a community. This is what Ashim says. There are roughly 700,000 volunteer firefighters across the U.S., people who give their time, risk their safety, and ask nothing in return. So this guy really,
You know
really...
what I don't understand? Disgruntled employees, when somebody gets fired and then they just go like ballistic.
Well, I need to ask you this question. Should these volunteer positions be vet a little bit more heavy?
175%.
I think so. I think we need to have a little bit more of a magnifying glass as what's going on and
Yeah.
why you wanted to be such a volunteer firefighter.
True story, but you
He
know
used
what?
it for revenge.
Let's get into some snack pack playlist.
All right. Every time I see you falling,
I get down
on my knees and pray. I'm waiting for that final moment. You say the words that I can't say. Oh.
Before there was New Order, there was Joy Division.
Yeah.
And before there was Joy Division's next chapter, there was Ian Curtis. He was
Okay.
Joy Division's lead singer, and he died by suicide in 1980.
Unbelievable.
At just 23 years old.
We
The
could have
night-
saved him if we had
if we had
Talkable-
Teresa
yeah.
then. And he died the night before the band's first American tour.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
What their surviving members did next is one of the greatest second acts in music history. The band didn't break up. They rebuilt. They added Jillian Gilbert, and they pointed themselves towards synthesizers, drum machines, and dance floors and became New Order.
Oh.
Bizarre Love Triangle arrived 6 years later, and it's the sound of reinvention, fully reimagined.
Wow, I didn't know that story. Now I love this band even more.
Yeah.
So New Order, they because the guy Ian Curtis,
the lead singer.
I love
Yes.
that.
You know what else I love?
Hurt so good.
Come on, baby,
Make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. And let it hurt so good.
John Cougar Mellencamp, 1982. Before he was John Mellencamp, he was John Cougar, a
Oh.
name he didn't choose, didn't want, and spent years trying to escape.
That's a good one.
So his label gave it to him in 1976 because they thought Mellencamp was too hard to market. He
Yeah.
hated it, but he took it because what do you do when you're a kid from Seymour,
Yeah,
Indiana?
Mellencamp.
Yeah. The rest took a little while. So, Hurt So Good spent 4 weeks at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he won Grammy for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. There we go.
And I'll
Let's
be
do 'em.
dancing with myself. Oh.
Dancing with myself. Oh, I love Billy Idol.
When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, and I'll be dancing with myself.
There's a Tokyo disco in this story. Billy Idol, born William Broad, was the frontman for Gen X, a British punk band who's already making noise in the UK when they landed in Japan in the late 1970s. And in Tokyo, they wandered into a disco, not their scene, not their crowd, but something caught Billy Idol's eye.
I have a very close friend that actually hooked up with him. I'm not allowed to say her name on the show, but like, yeah, they had like a romp.
Oh.
She is like so proud of this moment.
So what caught his eye was Japanese kids dancing completely alone, lost in their own worlds, not performing for anyone.
It's a bop. I love it.
Ew. Remember when Brian tried to make It's a Bop a thing?
How about it's a thing over at Sunshine Shenanigans right
Do it.
now? I've got a Little League mom accused of bringing a blender to the bleachers. Okay, here we
Jesus.
go. This is Florida parenting.
Another queen princess.
A Little League game in Clearwater, Florida, reportedly got a little more tropical than expected after one mom showed up to the bleachers with what witnesses describe as not snacks, more of a full beverage operation.
There she
Oh
is.
my gosh. According to parents at the game, the mom arrived with a cooler, a tote bag, cups, frozen fruit, and a small blender that she allegedly plugged into an outlet near the concession stand. At first, everyone assumed she was making smoothies. Then someone smelled the rum. It's when the bleacher energy shifted from Team Spirit to Margaritaville.
Oh my God.
Witnesses say the mom quietly began blending frozen daiquiris during the first inning and referred to her setup as a self-care station. By the third inning, a few adults had wandered over what flavors were available.
What were they?
And by the fifth inning, someone claimed there was a handwritten menu on a napkin.
Yes. Read the names.
Strawberry Stakeout, Mango Grand Slam, Rum Runner RBI.
That means runs batted in.
And one mysterious drink called the Dugout Destroyer, which sounds less like a cocktail and more about something that requires a liability waiver. Things finally came to a halt when the blender became loud enough to interrupt the coach giving signals from the dugout. One parent said the poor kid in the right field missed an entire play because he was watching the frozen strawberries get turned into a vacation soup.
This is awesome.
League officials stepped in and asked the mom to pack up the blender. She allegedly argued, and she was simply trying to create a more enjoyable, spectacular experience. Honestly, this points for branding.
Oh my God, this is
The
hilarious.
game was delayed while everything was unplugged and packed up and moved back to the parking lot. Now, Sonnies, we're not saying this is inappropriate. We're also, no, we're not saying this is appropriate.
She was creative.
She was being creative.
And it's hot out on the ball field.
A Mango Grand Slam, please and thank
my
you.
God.
This
Let's
is
do
why
some-
we have Vibe Nutrition, and they can show up and they can give you a little bit of boost,
Yeah.
right?
Let's talk about shows of yesteryear, shall we?
Let's do
Oh,
it.
movies.
He's on
First
down
up,
the road.
The Wiz was the 1978 musical reimagining The Wizard of Oz, set in a dreamy urban fantasy and version of New York City. Stars Diana Ross as Dorothy, Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow, Nipsey Russell as the Tin Man, Ted Ross as the Cowardly Lion, and Lena Horne as Glinda.
Oh,
Richard Pryor was the Wiz.
that's awesome.
All right, so.
I wonder how that was behind the scenes with Richard Pryor.
I
He was a hot
can't.
mess to work with.
But the movie was a box office disappointment when it first came out.
Did
The
it
reported
really?
budget was $24 million, and it earned $21 million domestically.
Oh, so it lost
but over
money, yeah.
time, it became
A cult classic.
correct. And
Yeah.
Diana Ross was 34 when she played Dorothy.
And she looks 12. Good
Yeah.
for her.
True story. What's next?
Return to Neverland is next. That's
Ew.
right.
Return to Neverland. Anyway.
Well,
It was-
I liked it. It was
It
kind
was
of
a
scary.
sequel to the animated classic Peter Pan. It follows Jane, Wendy's daughter, during World War II in London.
Mm-hmm.
Jane gets swept away to Neverland and has to rediscover imagination, belief, and pixie dust emotional luggage.
Yeah, the original Disney Peter Pan was released in 1953 and Return to Neverland hit theaters in 2002.
Yeah. The film was only about 72 minutes long, a little crisp Disney flight, no layovers, no emotional baggage.
Yeah.
It fits Jane's story beautifully because the whole movie is really about trying to believe when the world has made you grow up too quickly.
Yeah, did you love the Peter Pan spectacle growing up?
I liked Peter Pan.
I
didn't,
saw
love
Kathy
it.
Rigby, who was
Wasn't she the original?
Yeah, she was like the Broadway star.
And that was a big thing because she was a woman and they really wanted a
She
man
was
to play it.
incredible, and like she still was incredible all the way through. She was always playing that part. Is all I remember.
Yeah.
All right, Sonnies, as we head into the rest of the day, let's carry this conversation with Teresa into the real world, shall we?
Yes.
Because being a talkable community is not just a beautiful idea, it's a choice that we make every single day. It is checking in. It is listening without rushing. It is asking the second question. It is making people feel safe enough to say, I'm not okay. And knowing that they will not be met with judgment or fear on your breath. So today, be that person. Be the soft space. Be the open door. Be the reminder that nobody has to carry the heavy stuff alone. A simple conversation can be an absolute lifeline. A kind word can become a turning point. And one brave moment of compassion can change the entire direction of somebody's day. Sonnies, go out there and make this community brighter, warmer, and more talkable.
Yes. Oh my God. Shout out to my buddy Teresa. We love you. Everybody needs to meet her. She's amazing.
Yes.
Let's
Use
come-
that resource, guys. Really,
Yeah.
really good. The Sunshine Brigade is going to be rolling back at 3 o'clock today. We've got all of the good stuff for you on Afternoon Delight. We
Yes.
will see you a little bit later. Guys, hit that share button. We got to get this community
Twins.
talkable. Love you guys. Bye,
Bye,
Biz.
guys. Bye.